Are you headed to summer camp this year with your kids? And do you think that you're physically ready for it? Well, let's talk about that. But if you're new to this channel, we're on a mission to inspire and inform new scouting parents and adult leaders. And today we're talking about getting physically ready for summer camp. But first, I'd like to say something very important. If you are a parent getting ready to take some of your scouts to summer camp, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, because you are awesome. Not all scouting parents are able or willing to take their kids to summer camp. Because, let's be honest, sleeping on cots, walking miles in a day, chasing kids through the woods isn't exactly a vacation for everybody, especially when you're paying for the experience. Today, we're diving into getting physically ready for summer camp so you can survive it and maybe even enjoy it. Our first recommendation is to understand the challenge so that you are in the correct mindset. There's a huge difference between Camp Ross at the Goshen Scout Reserve and Philmont Scout Ranch. You want to look at what you can expect to be physically doing, that way you can start training appropriately. Summer camp is not a week at the spa. You'll be walking 5 to 10 miles a day, sleeping in a tent or on a cot, hauling gear, water bottles, and sometimes even scouts, all while dealing with heat, humidity, and the occasional mosquito battalion. And if your current daily workout includes you walking from your car into your house, you're probably in for a rude awakening. You might even need one of these things. But don't worry, you possibly have a few months or weeks to get ready, and we're here to help. Recommendation number 2 is to go see a doctor right away. Yes, before you set one foot on a trail or you pick up one weight, I need you to go see your doctor immediately. Full disclosure, I am not a doctor, nor am I a personal trainer. I'm just some random dude on YouTube trying to help new scouting parents. And while I work out to include running marathons, that does not replace professional advice from medically trained people. There are 2 main reasons that you're going to want to see your doctor. Reason number 1 is to make sure that you are physically able to do whatever it is that you're about to undertake at scout camp. And reason number 2 is to fill out your medical forms part A, B, and C, just like I talk about in this video here. Once you have a clean bill of health, it's time to start working on your base. Recommendation number 3 is to start walking. That's right, just start walking. You should be building up to at least 3 to 5 miles a day in walks alone. This is where that whole 10,000 steps a day thing comes from. You don't need to sprint, you don't even need to run, you just need to move consistently throughout the day. Just because I do a bunch of road races doesn't mean that you have to. Just get up and move. I recommend that you pick up a step counter. If you have an Apple Watch or Samsung or Garmin, you already are set. If you don't need to break the bank and buy one of these fancy watches. I used a Fitbit for years before I swapped over to the Apple Watch, and I still recommend it a lot to people who are just starting out. I've left one of my Amazon affiliate links down in the description, meaning if you buy that Fitbit or something else that I recommend, I do receive a small commission at no additional cost to you, and I greatly appreciate it. Once you have a good baseline, go ahead and throw a backpack on with a few light items. This is to help build up that baseline even further. For my military parents out there, I'm of course talking about rucking. You want to get used to carrying more than the good looks of your family around with you. 10 to 15 pounds should be a good starting point to help develop that baseline. Finally, it's time to strike out on the trail and practice on some uneven terrain. Camp roads aren't always paved, and you're going to want to get used to walking on uneven ground. This is going to strengthen your ankles, it's going to strengthen your legs, and our next recommendation, your core. Recommendation number 4 is to strengthen your core. You may need a personal trainer for this one, or maybe spending some time on YouTube University to learn some core exercises. REI has a great video about how to train for hiking, and I'll leave that down in the description below. Other exercises include bodyweight squats, lunges, or even yoga. You'll be getting up off the ground, lifting duffel bags, and climbing hills. Having a stable core is paramount in being able to accomplish all of that and more. Like swimming, but I already talked about you practicing the swim test in this video here. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll place it at the end of this one, so be most excellent and stay until the very end of the video. Also, add some light strength training 2 to 3 times a week with some purposeful stretching, and you're on your way to being camp ready. I mean, as long as you're staying hydrated. Recommendation number 5 is to practice hydrating. Yes, practice hydrating. And that might seem a little odd because how does one practice hydrating? Well, it's very simple. You start carrying and drinking a ton of water every day. I mean, get used to drinking a lot of water. Your body is gonna need it for those long, hot days out at camp. And if you're not used to carrying and drinking water, you're gonna suffer even if your camp isn't in a place that has high temperatures or humidity. Also, I talk about in this video here, the importance of carrying hydration mixes like I have right here. You need more than water when you're out sweating on the trail or out in the field. I recommend that you grab a couple of different hydration mixes over the next few months and give them a try. Just make sure that you read the labels because some of these do have caffeine in them, like this one here. And that's not necessarily something that you want to give to a bunch of Cub Scouts after you've been on the trail all day. I'd hate for you also to crush a whole bunch of a supplement and then you end up sick because you didn't read the nutritional value or what was actually in it. Also, make sure that these sit well with your stomach, which is why you want to try a few months out. Because some of them have prebiotics or probiotics in them, and if you're not careful or you haven't tried them before, that can cause some problems with your stomach and you'll have to make an emergency detour off the trail. I talk about it in this video here about nothing new on race day, and that applies to summer camp. Everything that you do, you want to make sure that you've tried it out before so that there's no surprise, which rolls into our final recommendation, which is test out and try out all of your gear before you get to camp. Breaking in your boots, testing out your sleeping pad, putting up your mosquito net before you get there, because trust me, you don't want any surprises your first night at summer camp. Of all of those things, the one that I recommend the most, and which is the most important, is breaking in your boots, because nothing is going to ruin your summer camp experience more than your feet getting wrecked or you getting some serious blisters. And since you'll be walking more in preparation for summer camp, you'll have plenty of an opportunity to break in those boots. Also, another pro tip, make sure that you get to walking around with whatever backpack you're going to be taking to camp. You want to ensure that it has good support, that everything that you're going to be carrying in it can be stowed away though, so it's not poking you in the back, and also making sure that it just doesn't rub you raw in places. Like I was walking around with my backpack and I know that I can walk many miles with that one because I've tested it out multiple times. Now that you know how to get ready for camp, check out this video here about getting your scouts ready for camp so that way you don't get that homesick phone call. With that, I've been Matt with the Roaming Scouter, and I'll see you out there.